If I want to buy a car, and we buy a lot of police cars and fire cars and so forth, there's no African American owned or even woman owned dealership in Memphis. And there's a lot of examples like that. So we have to diversify the businesses if we're really going to move the needle on that, create black wealth that's fair, and it's also better for the entire city of Memphis.
Mayor, thanks so much for being here.
Glad you're here.
Yeah. So, there's a lot that I want to talk to you about, specifically about the business community here in Memphis. You made it a priority when you were elected to address some of the inequities that we're seeing. Can you talk about sort of how your approach when you first were elected?
Sure. My approach was all molded by other folks, and particularly a man named Fred Davis. He was on the first city council in Memphis, elected in 1968, one of 3 African Americans out of a 13-member body. And he told me one time, he said, "Jim, do you know what percent of business in Memphis is transacted with black-owned business?" And I said, "No, sir." And this was about 30 years ago. He said, 1%. When I got elected mayor, a little over 6 years ago, we met again. And he said, "Jim, you remember that conversation?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Guess what it is now?" I said, "Well, it's surely higher." He said, "No, it's still 1%. Memphis is 65% African American. That's not fair. It's not sustainable. It's not good for the future of Memphis." When I took office, about 12% of our business was transacted with MWBEs, minority-owned and women-owned business enterprises. We've doubled that to 24%. It's a start, but it's not mission accomplished. Atlanta and Chicago are kind of viewed as the top of the line, and they're at about 30%. But government alone can't move the needle, so we have to have private sector. They're the ones who spend a lot more money than we do.
Can you talk more about MWBEs? Because there's been a bit of criticism about how you're tracking numbers and sort of what is transparent and what isn't. You mentioned Atlanta and Chicago, I think, are cities that are doing well. What's the barometer? What is it that you're looking at, and how does the public know that you're actually making progress?
Well, we're extraordinarily transparent. It's all on our website. We're the only local government here that does it. County government, as opposed to city government, pales in comparison to our transparency and our success. So it's all out there in the public, and we've audited our results. We've got a lot of commitments that they're going to make a difference, and I wish, the chamber said that they were going to have companies start being transparent with their results. That has not happened yet. Hopefully that will. But the census every 10 years is where we get that 1% figure. The results, by putting it up there and knowing everyone else is looking at it, it forces you to do better. So it would be great if the private sector could be more transparent.
What are some of the companies that you're talking to? Because this is the hub of a few big companies, right?
Oh yeah, we have 4 Fortune 500 companies, and they do really well, and they do disclose FedEx and AutoZone, International Paper, but it's business is transacted. The high numbers are with small businesses and medium-sized businesses. We need all of them on there. But like I said, Beverly at the chamber is leading that effort. She's going to make a difference, and she's promised to push this issue as
just one person.
Oh, I know, but see, she's leading the effort there, but we're all pushing behind her, and we're going to make a difference in Memphis on this issue, because that 1% is not right.
And let's just talk about, hopefully we are getting out of the pandemic, a time that was obviously really difficult for a lot of businesses. How do you anticipate the next few months sort of looking like for some of the small businesses here, and especially when we think about MWBEs?
Oh, I think the future's bright. We are coming out of this pandemic. Memphis has handled it pretty well. We've almost fully recovered from if you look at jobs, pre-pandemic to right now, we're basically back where we were. Between 2016 and 2019, we had real momentum in Memphis. We'd grown by 20,000 jobs. During the pandemic, we lost 46,000, but we gained almost all those back. We've got a program that we partnership with FedEx and Christian Brothers University, a small university here, called the 800 Initiative. It's taking 800 relatively small African-American owned businesses and growing them. And it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time to open up markets, to get access to capital, but we got to be committed to do the work.
And when you talk about access to capital, is the capital coming into the city?
We have local angel investors.
Yeah.
We have the banks here are on board. We have a partnership with First Horizon and John Hope Bryant. He wants to start 1 million Black-owned businesses. In my final 2 years as mayor, I've committed that we're going to have 500 new ones here in Memphis. We haven't had as much outside investment, but the coast get all that outside investment. So we figure we got to start here locally.
Let's just end on, we're obviously here at the National Civil Rights Museum. Memphis is known for a lot of tragedy that happened in the past. What's your hope for the city sort of going forward the next 5 years?
Here recently together as a community, we've done some things to try to correct some past mistakes. We changed Confederate named parks. We took down Confederate monuments. We honored the 1,300 sanitation workers who went out on strike, which brought Dr. King here with a monument and a park, the only park in the world that I know of for solid waste workers. But more importantly than that, for the first time ever, we improved the retirement system for solid waste workers so it's equal to other city employees. It's hard to believe it took 50 years to do that. What I think Memphis is going to do is build on this momentum that we've had, that Memphis needs to be a growing city, welcoming of everyone, where every child, no matter what neighborhood they grow up in, can get a quality education and can envision any kind of job or profession they want, including an entrepreneur. This is a city of entrepreneurship. FedEx was born here, AutoZone was born here, St. Jude. But wouldn't it be great if an African-American young person here, 50 years from now, had looked back and said, I started the new FedEx, whatever great company that's going to make a mark on Memphis. And I think we've created an infrastructure here that can happen now.
There's a lot of work to be done.
Oh my goodness,
it's about poverty. Talk about
we've had 200 years of inequality. Even further back than that, you go from slavery to Jim Crow to segregation to just racism. It takes a while to overcome those, but I really feel like Memphis as a whole, we're united in trying to confront that.
Mayor Strickland, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for watching Bloomberg Quicktake Now. Subscribe to our channel to see the biggest stories the moment they happen from around the world. And tune in to our 24/7 live stream for global news coverage, documentaries, interviews, deep dives, and shows on the stories that you care most about.